Viewers and listeners, welcome once again to Salida Teleradio of the La Filipina National High School. I am your teacher host, Ma'am Lori, and this day you will learn factoring using greatest common monomial factor. Lesson 1 in Mathematics 8, Quarter 1, Module 1. Are you all ready? Let's give the floor to our teacher broadcaster, Ma'am Elsie M. Ranara.
Good day, viewers and listeners. My name is Teacher Elsie and I am your teacher broadcaster for today. We are now in Quarter 1, Module 1 of Mathematics 8. That is factoring polynomials. But we're going to focus on the first type of factoring, which is factoring the greatest common monomial factor. Are you ready, learners? Tara, mag-solve na ta! It is important for you to learn from factoring because you can apply this in real-life situations, such as comparing prices, exchanging money, dividing something into pieces, and of course, making calculation. But before anything else, let us know first our objectives for the day. At the end of the session, the learners are expected to first, define factoring. Second, state and apply the steps in factoring the greatest common monomial factor. And last, solve word problems involving factoring the greatest common monomial factor. Well, you might be thinking that finding the GCF of the whole numbers is prerequisite to finding the GCF of the polynomials. However, prime factorization is the most commonly used way of finding its GCF. But of course, you can also use continuous division and listing method. Okay? But let us have a review first. Okay, I want you to find the GCF of the given numbers. Just write your answer on a sheet of paper. Let's have the first example. Number 1, 6, 15. What is the GCF of 6 and 15? Very good. The answer is 3. How about the second example? 32, 48. What is the GCF? That's right. The correct answer is 16. Okay. To give us a preview of what to expect from this topic, let us have the pretest. Okay, this time, you're going to answer 2 items only. I will give you 5 seconds to answer. The first is find the greatest common monomial factor of the polynomial 12d e to the 4th power f squared g plus 8d e f squared g. I repeat, find the greatest common monomial factor of the polynomial 12d e to the 4th power f squared g plus 8d e f squared g. As you have noticed, the other factor is already given. So I just want you to find the GCF of the polynomial. So what's the GCF of the polynomial? Is it A, 4de to the 4th power fg, A, 4de to the 4th power fg, or letter B, 4df squared g, or letter B, 4df squared g, or letter C, 4def squared g, 4def squared g. Okay, very good. The correct answer is letter C, 4def squared g. Okay, let's proceed. Number 2. What factoring technique should be used in this expression? Negative 6yz plus 12y. What factoring technique should be used in this expression? Negative 6yz plus 12y. Okay, as you have noticed, they have common factors, so we can use factoring the greatest common monomial factor. So this is now our main topic for today. But before that, let us have a picture analysis. Okay, now I would like everyone to focus on this. Your task in this activity is to identify common things that are present in the 3 pictures. Okay, so the first picture shows that the girl is eating. In the second picture, the couple are eating. And in the third picture, the boy and the girl are eating. So let's answer the following questions below. What are the things common to these pictures? Okay, as you have noticed, they are eating. Okay, are there things that make them different? Of course, there is. And number 3, can you spot things that are found on one picture but not on the other 2? Meron ba silang pagkakaiba? And what are the things common to 2 pictures but not on the other 2? Meron din ba silang common? Okay, if you're going to compare the 3 pictures, so you've noticed, the first picture shows that the girl is eating alone. But in the second and the third picture, it shows that they are eating together. Okay, so we can now apply this idea to our topic for this morning. But let us have unlocking the difficulties. Okay, so what do you mean by factoring? Okay, factoring is the process of finding the factors of an expression, or it is the reverse of special products. Okay, what about prime number? A prime number is a number which has only 2 positive factors, 1 and itself. For example, 2. Okay, they have only 2 factors, 1 and 2 only. Okay, 1 lang ug iyahang kaugalingon. So mo na prime number. Okay, next, the greatest common monomial factor. It is the reverse of multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. So when we say monomial, it consists of only 1 term, and polynomial consists of 2 or more terms. Okay, now so let's proceed to our examples. Suppose you're asked to factor 12x cubed y to the 5th power minus 20x to the 5th power y squared z. I repeat, factor 12x cubed y to the 5th power minus 20 x to the 5th power y squared z. Now, how are you going to factor this type of polynomial? Okay, what should you do? Okay, first thing to do, you need to observe the polynomial. If you observe that they have common factors, then you can apply factoring the greatest common monomial factor. But of course, you're going to apply the steps, okay, for you to solve it easily. Okay, so this time I am going to introduce to you the steps. Okay, so let's have the first step. You're going to find the greatest common factor of the numerical coefficients. Yan. As you have noticed, okay, we have here 12x cubed y to the 5th power minus 20x to the 5th power y squared z. Okay, it says in the first step that you're going to find the GCF of the numerical coefficients. Now, what is numerical coefficient? When we speak of numerical coefficients, these are numbers written before the literal coefficient or the variable. So in this example, we have 12 and 20. But how are we going to find the GCF of 12 and 20? Okay, so let's have 12 and 20. Then we're going to use prime factorization. Then for 12, we have 2 times 2 times 3. And for 20, we have 2 times 2 times 5. As you have noticed, they have common factors, 2 times 2. Therefore, our GCF is 4. Okay, what about the second step? Okay, we're going to find the variable with the least exponent that appears in each term of the polynomial. So this time we're going to look at the variable. We will choose the variable with the least exponent. Kanang ay pinakagamay nga exponent. Okay, so in the first term, we have x cubed. And in the second term, we have x to the 5th power. But we are going to choose the variable with the least exponent. Therefore, we have x cubed. Okay? And for the variable y, we have y squared. Okay, that's for the second step. For the third step, we have the product of the GCF in the first step and the second step is the GCF of the polynomial. Therefore, we're going to multiply the GCF of the numerical coefficient and the GCF of the variable with the least exponent. Therefore, the GCF of the polynomial is 4x cubed y squared. Okay, because we're going to multiply 4 and x cubed y squared. Okay, to completely factor the given polynomial, we're going to divide the polynomial by its GCF and the resulting quotient is the other factor. Now, how to divide the polynomial by its GCF? Okay, so we have here 12x cubed y to the 5th power minus 20x to the 5th power y squared z. Okay, so we have here 4x cubed y squared as our GCF. Then this time we're going to divide 12x cubed y to the 5th power divided by 4x cubed y squared. Then we have 3y cubed. Okay, how do we divide? 12 divided by 4 equals 3. X cubed divided by x cubed equals 1. So this time we're going to apply the law of exponent. Okay, then we have here, we're going to subtract the exponents. So we have 3 minus 3 equals 0. So that becomes x to the power of 0. And by the law of exponent, x to the power of 0 is always equal to 1. Okay, Then we have y to the 5th power divided by y squared. Again, we're going to subtract the exponents. 5 minus 2 equals 3. That is why we have 3y cubed. Okay, for the second term, we have 20x to the 5th power y squared z divided by 4x cubed y squared. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Then x to the 5th power divided by x cubed equals x squared. Then y squared divided by y squared equals 1, or you may cancel them because the result is 1. Okay, and then just copy z. Okay, so the other factor is 3y cubed minus 5x squared z. Okay, so we can check the answer by multiplying the monomial by a polynomial. So we have here 4x cubed y squared times 3y cubed minus 5x squared z. Then multiply by distributive property. So we have 4x cubed y squared times 3y cubed equals 12x cubed y to the 5th power. So this time we're going to apply the law of exponent, that is the product rule, that if you're going to multiply the polynomials, we will add the exponents, okay, for the same variable. Okay, so we have here 4x cubed y squared times negative 5x squared z, that is equal to negative 20x to the 5th power y squared z. Okay, so let's proceed to another example. Okay, so this time I will give you a word problem. Okay, that involves greatest common monomial factor. Okay, the problem states that the length of the rectangular lawn is 3x. Its area is 12xy plus 3x. What is the width of the lawn? Again, the length of the rectangular lawn is 3x. Its area is 12xy plus 3x. What is the width of the lawn? So how are you going to solve a word problem? Okay, of course, we're going to apply steps for this. Now, we will identify what is asked in the problem, what are the given, what operation to be used, so that you can translate it into an equation and then you can solve it. Okay, so we have here a rectangular lawn. So this time we're going to look for the formula of a rectangle. So we will apply the formula of a rectangle in solving this problem. Okay, so we have here area equals length times width. Okay, so we will substitute the values for the area based on our problem. So we have here the area is 12xy plus 3x. Okay, the length is 3x, but the width is unknown. So you will find the value of w. Okay, so how to find the value of the w? So we will now apply the steps in factoring the greatest common monomial factor since they have common factors. Okay, so we are going to divide the expression by 3x since that is the common, the GCF of the polynomial. So we have here 12xy plus 3x. Now divide both sides by 3x. So equals 3x times w divided by 3x. Okay, so we'll have to factor 12xy plus 3x. Okay, our GCF is 3x. Therefore, we have 12xy divided by 3x equals 4y. And then 3x divided by 3x equals 1. Okay, So we have here 3x divided by 3x equals 1, or you may cancel 3x so that we can solve for the value of w. So 3x divided by 3x equals 1. Then we have 4y plus 1 as our value of the width. Okay? Can you follow? Okay, very good. Yan. Any questions? Okay, this time, okay, let's try this one. We're going to complete the table. So I would like you to write your answer on a sheet of paper. Okay. I will give you 1 minute to do this. So we have here in the table, so we have here the polynomial. So we have letter A, so 6y minus 18. Letter B, we have 10x squared minus 5x. Or letter C, m to the 5th power n squared plus 2mn. Okay. So, what you're going to do is you make a table, tapos lagyan sa ibabaw ng polynomial, and then GCMF, so it stands for the greatest common factor, and then on the other column is the other factor, and another column for factored form. Okay, so the given are for letter A, again we have 6y minus 18. Then the given is GCMF, which is 6. Okay. For letter B, 10x squared minus 5x. And the given is 2x minus 1. So the GCMF and the factored form are unknown. So for letter C, we have m to the 5th power n squared plus 2mn. And the given is the other factor, which is m to the 4th power n plus 1. Again, m to the 4th power n plus 1. GCMF and factored form are unknown. Okay? I will give you 1 minute to do this. We have 10x squared minus 5x. The given are the GCMF, which is 5x, and the other factor is 2x minus 1. So what you're going to do is we will multiply the GCMF and the other factor. So the factored form is 5x times 2x minus 1. Okay? So for letter C, we have m to the 5th power n squared plus mn. The given is the other factor, which is m to the 4th power n plus 1. Okay, so we have here we will find the GCMF, the common factors of the polynomial, which is mn. Okay, and then divide the polynomial to mn. Therefore, we have the other factor, which is m to the fourth power n plus 1. And the factored form is mn times m to the fourth power n plus 1. Okay. Did you get it right? If you got 3 over 3, then very good. Okay, so let's assess. Okay, I will give you a situational problem. Okay, so we have here Sian and Liam were asked to factor completely 14x to the fourth power minus 35x squared y. Again, Sian and Liam were asked to factor completely 14x to the fourth power minus 35x squared y. Liam got the answer first, so he shared his solutions to Sian. But she refused to take his solutions. Instead, she solved it diligently and honestly. If you were Sian, would you copy Liam's solution? What do you think Sian's solution to the given problem? So we're going to factor this using the steps in factoring greatest common monomial factor. Well, as you have noticed, they have common factors which are, okay, the numerical coefficients rather, which are 14 and 35. Okay? Yan. Then we'll have the variable with the least exponent, that is x squared. Therefore, the GCF is 7x squared. Okay. Then we're going to divide 14x to the 4th power divided by 7x squared. That is 14 divided by 7 equals 2. X to the 4th power divided by x squared equals x squared. We will subtract the exponent, so 4 minus 2 equals 2. Then we have to copy the symbol, and then 35 divided by 7 is 5. Then we have x squared divided by x squared equals 1. Okay? So it comes from x squared divided by x squared, so 2 minus 2 equals 0. So that is x to the power of 0, which is equal to 1. Okay? Then we will copy y. Therefore, the factored form or the solution of CN must be 7x squared times 2x squared minus 5y. Okay, so we will answer the question a while ago. No? Would you copy Liam's solution? Okay, if you were CN, would you copy Liam's solution? What do you think? Of course you won't. No, you won't copy Liam's solution. It's because it's not good to copy the solution of your classmate, no? Even if it is, or even if he or she is your best friend. Okay? Though at first it may be difficult to solve for the problem, but later on it would be possible. So you have to prove to yourself that you can do it. Okay? And so for your assignment, okay, you're going to create at least 3 expressions and factor using the steps in factoring greatest common monomial factor. So you may submit your output to your math teacher. Okay? That ends our discussion for today. Thank you so much for your participation. Good day, everyone.
That was great! Thank you, Ma'am Elsie. And thank you, viewers and listeners, for tuning in. I hope you have learned something today. Once again, I am your teacher host, Ma'am Lori, saying, if math is hard and so is life, then get over it. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.